Great sunrise, family. Great sunrise. Come on in. Come on in. It's 60 degrees today. Beautiful, beautiful weather in my area. And first, I want to start off talking about how, you know, the science behind being who we are as a people and how, uh, you know, so much stuff has been done to us to get us to give up our blood of who we are. That's been trying to get us to change from who we are into who other people are, change our blood, which means interracial mixing. And this has been going on for centuries, for centuries, um, through many different ways of doing this. Nowadays, in our society, it's disenfranchising. White woman, wait, white man on top of the pyramid. We're going to do the pyramid thing. White man on top, white woman below him, black man, and then the great mom, the great mother of everything, of all, except for the Caucasians, the Neanderthal, the beautiful Nubian mother. But it has to be that way, right? In this society where the people are inferior, that's what I call their behaviors. Because it's not, if you're not inferior, then you don't mistreat, you don't get jealous of something someone else has. And the science behind us is we have a lot more than what we know. And many people want to think about, the programming. A lot of our people have been programmed because you can't see with your own eyes what is happening right in front of you every day. Every day. What is it? Okay, you can't hear me. I keep forgetting to get this microphone. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting to get this microphone. Hold on. And not this. It doesn't matter. I wasn't saying much anyways. I need something to hold it up. But okay. So I was talking about the pyramid. The white man on top, then his white woman on the bottom below him, then the black man, then the great mother of all things, the Nubian woman. The great mother is on the bottom. But that's to be expected in this society. Okay, so in this place that we're in, there's been a lot of hatred towards the darker hue people, the darker hue people. And therefore, it's disenfranchising to be darker skinned. So, if you have dark skin, you're going to get treated. I don't care if it's my color skin, Sandy Wee's color skin. I don't care. You can be pale, but you have Negroid features that people can tell. And your mom's not white, by the way. I have to mention that. Your mom's not white. You are going to endure, and your dad is not half white. You are going to endure because a lot in this world, on this planet, because of the science behind us as a people. It's all about the science of our blood behind us as a people. And that science makes us great, makes us great, and we're connected. And in all reality outside the matrix, all everything belongs to us as a people. But what they have done is, especially here in Virginia, where I'm at in Hampton, we don't have, I mean, everywhere, you don't have that community, that community. We're so spread out, so integrated. You know, I'm not mad at the police. I'm not mad at police. I'm angry at my people who fought for the civil rights to integrate in such amongst such people. Just like I said on Valentine's Day, who would take a people who don't know what true love is, and they have showed us they don't deal with love, but yet we take on their holiday that they gave us. We take on so much stuff out here that they give, lies, and you know they're, how do you say, false, or not sincere, in talking with you, speaking with you, you know just cold soullessness we deal with. When I say about the police, it's because we don't have to deal with that, because as a people we should be coming together, but because politically we've been separated and the money hasn't been put into our communities so that we can have nice homes where our educated people are people who, so-called quote unquote educated, because we know education means training. So our prominent people can all be together. So all our people can be together, not whether you're prominent or whatever. It shouldn't make a difference. We just all be together. But because the system was built for us to fail because of who we are as a people, because of the science behind us, and the lack thereof, our people knowing themselves, that system to keep us in that place has been successful. So now, like, I didn't even know that there was a 4-year-old boy missing here in our community of Hampton until I looked on YouTube, and a couple of people I follow were doing the story, and that's very devastating. And come to find out, Mm-mm. Amber alerts, you know, I always get those Amber alerts and my heart flutters. My heart um is so, you know, jumpy about that situation. And then I'm following it the whole time. I'm following it the whole time, trying to find out if they found the child yet. They found the child yet. And usually they find the child. Usually they find the child. So this time, you know, there was no Amber Alert for this 4-year-old Black child. But that's not their responsibility. That's our community's responsibility to have a system. But then again, we don't have a community and we don't have the money. That's all part of the overall white system that's been put into play to prevent us from being. That's their hate. It's all out of their hate. So we can't, they have their Amber Alert, but we don't have our own communities, our own policing, and our own alerts for our children. For our children. We don't have strong community bonds because of this whole system. And this is not just in Hampton, this is in every city. That's why we're the more harmed people, the more hurt people, the more downtrodden people in America because of the lack of finances in our communities, because we get taken advantage of financially. Our money goes international to Israel. Our money goes international to wars. Our money goes internationally abused. They know they're wrong economically, very wrong economically. Our businesses don't usually get financed. Why should we come to them for financing? Why should we have to go to them for financing? So that lures our people to think that that grass is better on the other side. That it's better to be white, right? So now you want to call a whole white girl Black. You want to call a whole Black woman, a whole white woman Black, Negroid, when she's a whole white woman. A whole white woman. Percentage is no such thing as percentage. Percentage is something out of the minds of a man, half animal, beast. It makes no sense. You can't percentage anything. You either are or you're not. If you got two parents that are white, the father is white, the mother is white, you know, you get white. You don't get black. So when you go around and try to say something like this is black, when it's a whole white woman, what are you doing? What is our community doing to itself? Because people in my own black people that look like me would swear up and down, oh yeah, that's our sister, that's black. They would say, yeah, that's our sister, she's black, because they love whiteness. They don't like themselves. They don't like the hair. They don't like themselves. And they praise a Jesus that look like her. So they love to let these people into the fold. They love letting these people look like her and saying that she's the first black this, first black that. But in a day, there's not an inch of any kind of Negroid in this child. There's a science behind us, and she does not have the science. She doesn't have the science. You see, the science behind us is our hue, but it goes deeper than that. It goes deeper than that. It goes deeper than just hue. It's the ancestors. It's the ancestors. It's the molecules. It's the chemical balance. It's the psychology in the mind. See, it goes deeper than what's face value, than just face value. Because she is not, she is not going to get disenfranchised. Her child is going to get the Amber Alert. Before that great black mother who they put on the bottom of the pyramid and trample all over every day. Way before her. Way before her. So you don't get to call somebody or decide to call somebody that's whole white woman something that she obviously is not connected to by any means. By any means. Because it's totally disregarding a group of people who are disenfranchised. And do not know themselves, do not love themselves because of this image, because of this European image. So therefore, they are going to feel like, well, it's cool, it's nice, it's great to interracial mix because your kid's still going to be black. But that's not true. This is not a Negroid child. This is not a Negroid child. This is a European. This is 100% European. Exactly. Said, just like Malcolm X said, if you add too much cream, you'll never even know you had coffee. Exactly. Exactly. That's right. We don't have community. That's why the Black neighborhood is simply the hood. Yeah, we don't have a community of people who would stand up and take charge and do. We have people who want to stand up and take charge, and I don't know what you call it, but they're not doing. They're not doing, which means doing means putting in place things that we need in our community as a people. Putting in place to show that we are moving, that we are growing, that we are developing, that we are building. Church ain't going to do that for you. I told you what church was a long time ago. We talked about it, and we talked about it this month on the 14th. So building is not allowing this government to put our people in projects or put our people in apartments or put our people in anything. That's not building. The people that fought for the civil rights, I don't think they fought for much. I think we got sold down the river. I don't even know. It doesn't make sense. No man can take your rights, for one thing. And it's like, and you said Rhonda Rousey has a Black grandfather. That's crazy. But let me do this. And then here's her. I'm going to go over this. Okay. This is, before I go over the article, here's her parents. Here's her parents. That's her parents. Now, he obviously loves white. So the science behind us is we are our ancestors. So if our ancestors are disenfranchised by this woman, people that look like this woman and who are this woman, then, and this man as well. And, you know, there's no way that they are going to be able to place within that child's DNA Negroes ancestors. It's just not going to happen. It just doesn't happen like that. It just doesn't work like that scientifically. If you break down the chemicals, it's going to totally wipe out those ancestors biologically. So it brings in more of the Caucasian ancestry, more of the Caucasian. So you're turning into more like they got probably, well, I just say Neanderthal, more of a Neanderthal ancestors, and that's what we refer to as the beast. So this and this does not make black. This and this make white. And, you know, you don't get to, even though our people are in ignorance and asleep in a place of not knowing themselves, but all they know is sweet Jesus. And they think they come from a sweet Jesus man. How can you have the masculine and you leave off the feminine aspect of life? How can you have a God? A God with just the masculine aspect. Anybody ever thought about that? You're born of a mom and a dad. A mom and a dad. He, she, in the image, mom and dad. Not just a man. Man, that's ego. That's a whole lot of bad juju. That's spiritual death. That's this world that we are in now. That's what that is. That's that world that is going to subside. That tells you my people have sinned. My people have cursed, been accursed. That world is out of here. That world that lies and tell you my people have been cursed. But yet, you want to say these two people can make a Negroid person. You want to say they can make a black baby? How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? You don't get that right. You don't get that right. You don't get that right. That's why the rap. That's right. Why the rap is upon this place. That's why it's upon this place. You just can't do whatever you want to do. That's the science behind my people. You just can't do what you want to do. And my people are asleep and they're allowing it. They're allowing it. They're allowing this to happen. You know. So let's get into the article, family. Let's get into the article here. Okay. It says Kelly Curtis, the first Black U.S. skeleton to compete in the Olympics, comments on media attention surrounding her biracial heritage. She's not biracial. Her father is biracial. Now she's a whole white woman. She's from a whole white woman. his mom or his grandma, his his wife. That's how it goes. It connects to make that whole. To make that whole. Okay. Kelly Curtis, the first Black athlete to compete in skeleton at the Olympics, has commented on the media attention surrounded surrounded her biracial heritage. Curtis is making history at the 2022 Winter Olympics as the first, they say, the first Black athlete. And we know what they mean by that. Even though we know the true meaning about Black, we're not Black. We know what they're trying to say because we got Black History Month. Athlete to represent Team USA in the sport of skeleton. The 33-year-old athlete made headlines for her trailblazing career. And now she's opening up about the media attention surrounding her race. Her color. You see, they really did not need to. This is something else. I know there are an inch of ancestors in her because of our ancestors, at least, due to this zoo, this circus freak scene that she felt like she had to make. That's my viewpoint of it. That's my viewpoint of it. Well, I didn't expect my first Olympic Games to create such a buzz around my genotype. Curtis wrote in an Instagram post, I think it's okay to claim the space being biracial, Black and white at the same time, not half and half. Do our people see what they do and the monster they create? I don't think so, because a lot of our people hate themselves, and they love that, and they love the illusion and the the fakery and you know they love all of that. It's nothing it's just their distance separated from their spiritual, and the evil that they love so much has done this to our people. They've done this to our people. She added in the caption, my experience growing up in America is fully nuanced, one that can't be conveniently sliced into two. I embrace all parts of my heritage. The brave and crazy ones that uprooted everything they knew to move to America voluntarily. And the ones that were ripped from their homeland involuntarily and stripped of their history. This is what will happen eventually if we don't get a hold of a community, if we don't become a community again, we don't put our money into our community, we don't get alerts for our children, we don't have our own alert system, that we don't have our self-knowledge of self to know that we can prevent half the things that go on just with our six senses, the five senses, or whatever we got. basic senses, although we have higher senses. But just with the few basic senses, we can stop things. But we were sleeping, we allowed so much political things to happen in all over the United States, not just here in Hampton, Virginia. We allowed the intertwining of our communities. We don't even live amongst each other. You know, we're disconnected. We don't know, um, half the things that go on. And we allowed the wickedness, the depravity, because we have been deprived of economics to do that. That's spiritual stuff, that wicked stuff that we allowed to do that comes from them, those who did this wickedness and don't think nothing about it and don't bat an eye. It's understandable that the headlines highlighted one aspect that makes me different on the short list of remarkable USA skeleton Olympians. She wrote, "It's frankly none of my business how other people perceive how I present phenotypically. That is nothing I can control. If it has brought more eyeballs to our crazy sport and sparked a light and someone to look up, then that's great. Wow." Curtis went on to explain that she wished she had been exposed to more representation growing up, and how happy she feels when she learns a friend like basketball coach Adia Barnes is also mixed race. Maybe I can be that person for another little mixed girl who always feels like the other, she said. Well, she's not mixed. Her father is mixed. Her father is biracial. But my aunt told me this, which is not true. It's not true. And it's not true in her case either. It's not true. She doesn't even have to worry about that. She can go on and be white. And she has gone on and been white until people start saying something, right? Or wanting to in a way, they're political sizing this, it's politics. So my aunt was saying that once you mix, you're always mixed. But that's not true. Because her grandparents were both mixed, but they're more Black phenotype. So when they got together, they made light-skinned Black kids and dark-skinned a dark-skinned child. So the science behind that was you got more of the Negroid DNA coming together. And they were able to produce a dark-skinned child. and some light-skinned children. But we all have Negroid phenotypes. We all had Negroid hair. Some to this day still came out like down the line. Yeah, some kids, some grandchildren have different hair textures, but overall, we didn't have the European phenotype whatsoever, the Neanderthal phenotype whatsoever. So it does affect the DNA, but like it affects hers a little, but overall, she is Caucasian. Overall, she's going to fit right in with the Caucasian race, and that's going to X out the Negroid race because it's saying that she is considered Black for this month for her win. Superficial. They always deal in the superficial. Then later she can go back to the privileged white woman that she is. With her win and everything else. But scientifically, there's no connection for her with our Negroid DNA. That's been wiped out. And when that's wiped out, the ancients knew that you were no longer connected. You were no longer us. You were no longer connected. You're connected to the other side. And that they know this. They know this. And that's what they want, because a lot of times our DNA, you're only used for your DNA so they can go back to having a strong they need that strong DNA for their survival. For their survival, simple. And that's all it is. It's not because they love Blackness or they love, us people, but because it starts a whole new race of people outside of who we are. And who we are is hated all the time. They hate our hue, they hate everything about us. So they have to bring this in. And I'm not, it's not just by me saying they hate us. We see signs out here they hate us. We see the things they do out here shows hate. The things that have been done to us shows hate. The fact that she is now come out white versus a dark-skinned woman shows hate. This is plum hate for who we are originally. It's hate. So, family, let me look at some of y'all's comments before. Let me see, make sure I'm done with that article. I'm just going down this article and it's getting disgusting. Okay. But, she was saying she's a mixed girl and all this stuff. Curtis completed the first two skeleton competitions at the Winter Olympics in Beijing on Saturday, 11th February. Skeleton is a winter sport that involves riding a skeleton bobsled down a frozen track while lying face down and head first. Curtis, who was born in New Jersey, is also a member of the Air Force and excels in track and field bobsled and basketball. According to the team USA website. Okay, and that's because of that boost that a dark-skinned black man gave to her father's DNA, and her father was able to pass that on. So let's make white great again. Why don't we? So with that said, I'm gonna drop this damn mic and close out because this is a sickening situation. Let me first put this picture up because this is a sickening situation that our people are in right now in America. And but a lot of our people love it. They got it in their family. The grandkids are nearly white. I remember my cousin came in with her grandson and I said, "What are you doing with that white boy, the little white boy?" She's like, "That's my grandson." I'm like, "Okay." But anyways, you know, it's all hosed up. It's all really hosed up. You know, and then what really gets me is, he had this white boy with a white woman, but a black woman that was pregnant, he shot in the stomach accidentally. You know, the black community, we really need to get it together, or else we destroy ourselves. Out here, we're destroying ourselves, and I can't see it. I can't sit back and watch it. It's disgusting. Um, it's very disgusting what we have to endure. It is. So let me look at some of y'all's comments. And El God said, peace, peace, and welcome. Yeah, we went through that guy from Texas comments earlier. Oh, Nish, welcome. Yeah, Nish, I haven't seen you in this neck of the woods ever. So you're more than welcome anytime. And thank you, sis, for commenting. And she said, that is a whole beast. That thing is not like a black woman. Exactly. Exactly. And Hotep at Lightbearer. Thank you, Guy Nollywood, and welcome. Welcome and thanks. He said facts. And then Mr. Pirate Brain came through. Long time no see. What does she look like? Oh, did I not show you the picture? I'm going to put her picture back on the screen again. This is what she looks like. This is her. I'm meant to hold that up. I can keep it up the rest of the time. That's what she looks like. Okay, let's see. Okay. Yeah, Paula Patton kids don't look black at all. Yeah. Yeah, it's sad. And then these people want to call their people black. No, they might as well be white now. Don't you know the science is you can chemically change biologically to what you think, what you perceive as better. And that's what they have done. And they're not consciously aware of that. They hate their Negroidness. I love my Negroidness, so I did the opposite. I want my children to be more closer to mom, to mother, the great mother. And they are. But, what we need is cohesiveness, because even I struggle. I struggle with my daughter because we're distanced from community, from a real community, our people, our culture. And it really affects her, the oldest one. The youngest one, she gets around children and she's happy. It's just the younger one, it's hard, for her socializing. And that's because, we all greatly affected. We're all greatly affected by the lack of having a strong cultural community. It's really affected us greatly, because we are people that are always like this culturally. You can look at the history. We always have things. We always do things. And now thank you, person Kid 21. You really enjoying your program. Thank you so much. And I hope you'll come back. I hope you return. Yeah, she's not black at all. She's not. Yeah. He just saw. Yeah, that's a whole white woman. Okay. He says Singer Halsey has a black father. Yeah, well, she has a black father, but she has a white mother, so that makes her a whole white woman. Unfortunately, like they say, the mother determines the nation. The mother determines what world you come from. What matrix you come through. So, our men are not supposed to love on other women. Our men are supposed to love their own selves, thus love the woman they resemble, that they can relate to. You can't relate to a whole white woman. You can't relate to a whole white woman. Just like I can't relate to a whole white man. It ain't gonna work. I'm gonna struggle. And most of our nightmares, what I recognized was, we have nightmares because we're in energies. We're not doing the right things. Somewhere, somehow, we're in the lower energies doing the wrong things. So thus we're having a nightmare when we're living day by day, going through daily life. We're having bad times. So we're having a awakened nightmare, because we might be having bad juju happen at work. We might have everywhere. That bad thing that you're doing is going to follow you, because that's bad energy you made. That's bad energy you made. So the frequency of her mom and dad is very low. So thus she has low frequency. She does not have any blackness in her, any Nubian blood in her, like they want to portray, because they are promoting this world, this wickedness that we're in currently, where you disenfranchise people because you feel inferior. because you feel inferior. Hey, General Mosquito, welcome. I'm about ready to get off here now. So thank you all for being here. Thank you, General Mosquito, Nish, that guy from Texas, El God, Mr. Pirate Brain, Person Kid 21. Thank you all for being here so much. So with that said, always remember true love, real peace, and the higher self within us. You see, we have to listen to our inner self. We have to take the time and meditate, listen to our inner self. That's self-care, self-love. And if we do anything other than that, that's self-hate and the lack of self-knowledge. Because we're turning from the self into this world, the ways of this world. So peace and have a beautiful day, family. Thank you.